Amazing, wonderful, spectacular. You can fill in the blanks there if you want. Use some big words. Little show here for you guys. I figured I'd let it sit this time and see if anybody showed up before I got here. It didn't work because I did these on the fly. So, as usual, 5 minutes. We'll see who shows up, and we'll do maybe a little reading, or I will just spit hot fire. Who is in the building? Who is in the confines of these four walls here? No, no one. They've left. So as always, what's going on, all of you wonderful people from the future? How is your life? How is your experience? How is it going? Where is it going? Where is all of this going? Welcome. Welcome. Come join us. Come join us in the classroom of insanity. As I lubricate my brain and whatever you guys want. Isn't that fun? Whenever somebody can't find a word, they always saying they always saying What up, Jeremiah? Good to see you. Good to see you. I told a couple people I'd be back in 15 minutes, but I got carried away eating, and had a little conversation. And here I am, anyways, waiting for the weekend warriors to show up. I guess it's got to be Saturday for everybody, right? Saturday where I am. So would it be? I mean, I guess it could be Sunday over in. Oh, the sun is beaming for you? Where are you at? Because where I am, it's kind of it's a little murky outside. It's gonna be stormy weather for a couple days. I'm trying my best shaman impression to stop that from flooding in any major events. Michigan, yeah, it's supposed to be getting a pretty bad rainstorm down here, but I mean, I don't trust it. I don't believe it anyways. And I can throw a little bit of electricity at it, see if we can't dissipate the wind and the rain. We don't anybody out here getting flooded. It'd be ridiculous. Michigan, yeah, lovely day. I mean, it's lovely outside. It's like 85 out here, but it's just overcast and everything. So, I'll wait a month, like, what, 5 more minutes, I guess, and then either do a reading from this book or get into all of the weird, strange, esoteric goodness. I don't know, it's kind of like the esoteric and the occult really isn't so much anymore, at least for most people that come here. It seems to be just out of hands reach for most people, just because they don't have time to invest into and 2 hours into a broadcast with listen to this crazy dude. Yeah, the mobility WOD bands. Like if it's something that you've been dealing with and you can wait a couple days, order yourself the voodoo bands, the mobility WOD bands. And a couple shows ago, I showed some people how to use them, and that should do the trick, man. Um, you can look up Kelly Starrett. It's the dude. One of, for my money, he's the greatest physical therapist on the planet. He's come up with so many new things, and including one of his products, which is called the Voodoo Band. Voodoo, and maybe you can find something cheaper. I haven't researched it on Amazon. They're basic. I'll show you what it is. It's just a giant rubber band. Imagine what a giant rubber band could do. You would wrap your knee with this really, really tight. You'll see it. You'll go to his videos, Kelly Starrett, and it's pretty simple to do. There's really nothing to it. You're just wrapping your knee up really tight with it, and you're gonna it's gonna be able to open up pockets in your knee to get blood to it, and in the intermittent, you can do everything is going to be based off of using some sort of leveraging device, like any kind of band or something, to to distract the joint. So when you say distraction, what you're doing is you're pulling the joint, you're distracting it from something, you're pulling it apart to allow blood flow. And most people, whenever they have injury, they don't want to do that. Well, you want to do exactly the opposite of what is, So you want to distract the joint and allow more blood into it. You want to cause it a little bit of, stress. And so by using those bands, what you're doing is you're pressurizing it, and then you're mobilizing it and allowing a lot of healing to get done really quick. Yeah. Yeah, check it out, Kelly Starrett. They should be like $20 maybe. It's well worth it. Well worth it. It's good for muscles, good for joints, good for everything, man. Syphilis Sanchez, what's going on? The limit is what your mind says it is, I suppose, huh? Can I expand on this on? Which way you want me to go? What's up, Ahava? What's up, freak? What do you want to expand on before I dig into this book? Because now some people are showing up. Freak a leaky deaky. Better watch out, freak. If who showed up at the end of the last show? She shows up again, I'm gonna have to get some more food out and start eating. You gotta eat everything like it's a. You gotta freak out. You gotta eat everything like a peach. No matter what it is. Grab this little book over here. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll find a chapter in here and then just speak on it, or just find something that I haven't read yet. I mean, I think I've probably read this whole book. Just kind of jumped into it differently. Ooh, here we go. Voice starts in the brain's speech center. Like the muscular and skeletal system, the nervous system often contributes to the voice's production. The idea for a voice sound originates from the cerebral cortex and travels to a motor nuclei in the brain stem and spinal cord. These areas send out complicated messages for coordinated activities of the larynx and the thorax and abdominal musculatures that start the voice tract articulators. Signals from certain divisions in the nervous system called the extrapyramidal tract and the autonomic nervous system also refine these activities. Nerves also provide feedback to the brain about voice production. Auditory feedback, which is transmitted from the ear through the brainstem to the cerebral cortex, allow the vocalist to match the sound produced with the sound intended. Tactile feedback from the throat and the muscles may also help with the fine-tuning of the vocal output, although the process is not fully understood as of yet. Man, that's crazy. Singers and speakers cultivate their ability to use tactile feedback effectively because they expect that poor man's room's acoustic. Here we go. So, singers and speakers cultivate their ability to use tactile feedback effectively because they expect that poor room acoustics. Loud musical instruments or crowd noises will interfere with the auditory feedback. During phonation, all of these automatic structures, or anatomic, structures and systems must work together. The physiology of voice production is exceedingly complex, but the voice can be likened to a trumpet in fact, anciently the voice was called the trumpet of God because the larynx has 3 valves, just like a trumpet. Power for the sound is generated by the chest, abdomen, and back musculature, which produce a high-pressure airstream. Trumpeter's lips open and close against the mouthpiece to create a buzz similar to that produced by the vocal folds. The sound then resonates through the rest of the trumpet, which is analogous to the supraglottic vocal tract. Much progress during the past 20 years in understanding the voice has come from filling the details of how vocal sounds originate and change. Part of this effort has involved modeling the movements of the vocal folds. Although a vocal fold has a 5-layer anatomy, it works together and behaves mechanically like a 3-layer structure consisting of a cover, epithelium, and superficial layer of the lamina propria. A transition layer, intermediate, and deep layers of these lamina propria and the thyroid tenoid muscle. Wow, those are a lot of really big words. Uh, Observations and modeling studies have revealed how the larynx produces a sound. Initially, the vocal folds are in contact with the glottis is closed. As the lungs expel the air, pressure below the glottis builds. The pressure progressively pushes the vocal folds apart from the bottom up until the glottis is open and air begins to flow. Elastic and other forces resist the separation of the upper margin of the vocal folds, but the airstream overpowers them. The flow of the air, in the Latin called spirit or spiritus, however, produces a Bernoulli effect. That is, a reduction in the lateral air pressure caused by its forward motion. The effect tends to pull the vocal folds shut, as do the elastic properties of the vocal fold tissues. The pressure of the airstream below the glottis also diminishes as the glottis opens to let the air out. Because of these factors, the lower edges of the vocal folds close almost immediately, even though the upper edges are still separating. That closure further diminishes the force of the airstream. The upper margins of the vocal folds then snap back to midline and close the glottis. Subglottal pressure builds again and the event repeats itself. It should be understood that there is direct pressure that then alternates. It should be understood that there is a direct pressure and that the alternating vibrations rarely drop the subglottal pressure to zero. This fact is important in understanding the driving forces involved in motions of vocal folds. An important aspect of this process is that the lower part of the vocal folds begin to open and close before the upper part. The rippling displacement of the vocal folds cover produces a wave motion to the mucosal layer. If the complex vibration of the glottal wave is impaired, hoarseness or other changes in voice quality result. The vocal folds do not excite the air. Instead, the opening and closing of the glottis, they create puffs of air in the vocal tract. This sudden sensation of airflow at the end of each puff produces an acoustic vibration or wave pulse. Man, this is some crazy shit right here, huh? This mechanism is similar to that which causes the sound of hands clapping. The sound from the larynx is a complex tone containing a fundamental frequency or pitch, and many overtones or higher harmonic partials. Frequency is measured in hertz, the number of openings and closing in the glottis each second. Surprisingly as it may seem, trained and untrained vocalists produce about the same spectrums of the vocal fold level. The pharynx, the throat area between the mouth and esophagus, the oral cavity, the nasal cavity act as a series of interconnected resonators for the vocal signal. This system is more complex than a trumpet because its walls and hence its shape are flexible. In any resonator, some frequencies are attuned while others are enhanced or radiated with higher amplitudes. Certain harmonic partials therefore become relatively softer while others grow louder. John Sundberg of the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm has shown for singers and speakers that the vocal tract has 5 important resonant frequencies that are called formants. These intensities of the vocal source diminishes uniformly across its frequency spectrum except at the 5 formant frequencies where it peaks. Formant frequencies are established by the egg shape of the vocal tract, which can be altered by the laryngeal, the pharyngeal, and the oral cavity musculature. Overall, the length and shape of one's vocal egg or tracture indicate individually fixed and determined by age and sex. Women and children have shorter eggs or vocal tracts than do men and consequently have higher formant frequency. Nevertheless, the dimensions of the vocal tract can be consciously adjusted to some degree. Mastering these adjustments is fundamental to voice training. One resonant frequency that has received attention is known to be singer's formant. It appears to be responsible for the ring of some singer's or speaker's voice. Sometimes called bel canto, or beautiful voice, this ability to make oneself heard clearly, even over an orchestra depends primarily on that presence of the singer's formants. There is little or no significant difference in the maximum vocal intensity of trained or untrained singers. Read that again.
There is little or no significant difference in the maximum vocal intensities of trained or untrained singers. The singer's form occurs at around 2300 to 3200 hertz for all vowel sounds. Aside from adding clarity and projection to the voice, it also contributes to difference in timbre. A singer's formant occurs in one basses at about 2400 hertz, in baritones at 2600 hertz, in tenors at 2800 hertz, in sopranos at 2900, and in high sopranos at 32,000 hertz. Control over two vocal characteristics. Fundamental frequency and intensity is crucial. It is interesting to note that there are five vowel sounds: the five senses, the five formats of voice, the five layers of muscles that create the voice egg for speech, and the five shapes of all matter. Let me read that again for you, because isn't it interesting to note that there are five vowel sounds, five senses, five formats of the voice, five layers of muscle that create that, and five layers of muscle that create the voice egg for speech, and five shapes of all matter. That forms around the five energy flows within what is called the five platonic volumes of space. It is also interesting to note that all fruit, comes from a five-pointed star. As you'll discover, the Whitestone carillon is a profound instrument whose natural pure tone qualities inherent in 100% pure quartz crystal will allow you to unearth exciting applications in voice discovery, voice release, voice developmental training, wherein your voice can then be used maximally with the timbre of nature's perfect crystal sonnets to create an omnidirectional wherein your voice can be used wherein your voice can then be used maximally with the timbre of nature's perfect crystal sonnets to create an omnidirectional vibrational sound field which science has shown resonates in perfect synchronous frequency with brain wave activity layered as overtones in the range of alpha theta states of consciousness. This resonant pulse effect seems to cause the brain to release hormones and neurochemicals that tend to suppress pain, increase pleasure, and strengthen the neuroimmune response. I'm gonna have to take a break from that because that was fucking intense. I'm gonna have to take a breath after that. That was crazy. Oh. And even do it with my neck down. That's hard to do. Oh. Any of that make any sense to anybody? Anybody into singing? Anybody into music? Where are we at here? I'm back here. Let me get back to the. So Cephal, you said expand the amount of heat. I just heated it up the room for you. There, we just vibrated higher. That's what you wanted. Yeah, Hava, there you go. Gloitus, Gloitus and coitus. What up, Super Champion Rocker? What's up, K-Bird? It's not so crazy that I'm reading about this, Hava. I'm gonna read some more for you too. There's plenty more. I got you. Yeah, go check them out. TheDonTolman.com. There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the description afterwards too. So I put it on all the other ones. I only put the FDR at the top, but I'll make sure that's up there. Yeah, this is Don Tolman's work, man. He's yeah. Your throat hurts. Let me go get some honey for a second. Fifth chakra imbalances. I mean, mine works just fine. I've just been using it for like 2 days straight. Ryan Duval, yeah. There's this thing called the. Maybe I'll get one. They're kind of expensive, so check it out. If you and for everybody here, over the course of the next few whatever, if everybody here can put some ducats on it, I'll get one. They're pretty expensive. It's a giant quartz crystal bowl. It's not just a normal singing bowl. I'll get to what it is, because it's tuned to a really specific harmonic that most people don't even know exists, and you can if you play it, you can hear it for miles, miles. So I'll take it to the beach,
and I'll get a good microphone. Quartz crystal on the beach, because the beach that I'm at is all quartz crystal. When it could be 100 degrees outside, and the sand is cool. It's not like other beaches where you walk on the beach and it's hot. No, it could be 100 degrees. It's not even because it's pure quartz crystal. And I'll take that to the beach and play it at the beach. So if I get a few whatever from you guys, even if I don't, I'll try to get them some money together somehow. I'll get one of these things, and we'll do some beach crystal healing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going with that in a second. It's called the Pharmacist Desk Reference, the FDR, Pharmacist with F, Desk Reference. Go to the dontolman.com, check it out there. You could look on Amazon, but I think they're more expensive on Amazon. I think they're like, I don't know. I remember last time I looked, they were like a couple $1,000s for these books, but that was when they were in short supply. I don't know if you got another printing done or what. And if you can't get in as well, and I think they have an online version. I have the online version of this as well. Like I can scroll through this on the computer. I don't like reading that way. It's nice to have it there to yeah, like 200. I think it's $200 now. I think it's $199. Still, that's a little bit, but it's well worth it. Oh. But obviously, I just read like 2 pages, and that's not and that's just some specialized shit about the voice. Let me go get a little bit of honey, because that will definitely fix up my voice. I got this avocado honey. That's not what I have right now, but I got this avocado honey that is like, it tastes like, it's really sulfured almost. Really, really like dark, strong honey. That was some clover honey that I just had. Final sounds, yeah. Yeah, I have a cry. Shit, I'm out here singing and crying every day. What the fuck? Yeah. Okay, I'll go on with it. Avocado honey. Yeah, it's yeah, I never heard of it until I got it from it was like, like Ross or one of those places. They have like all the extra odds and ends, weird stuff. Yeah, it's pretty. I'll even go grab the jar. I'm always like out here. I'm always talking. We play show and tell. Here we go. There you go. That's what it is right there. So, let's see here. It smells a lot like molasses. It's like very molasses and almost like a brown butter, like a burnt sugar, almost like a caramel toffee. I've tried putting some in some tea, and it just wasn't right. It would hold up to a dark tea, like even like have to be a very dark tea, like a really dark black tea. I tried to put some in some green tea. No, it doesn't work. It's mad decent. It was good on a piece of pumpernickel bread, or well, it would be good on pumpernickel, but I had it on. I put some butter and some of this on some sunflower seed bread. Mm-hmm. Okay, back to what we're doing here. Oh, let me go wash my hands off. That's sticky. Sticky icky. Hadouken. Okay. No coffee, no prana. I got a little coffee over here. You want me to go? You want me to talk about teas one of these times? But we can get deep into teas. I don't know if anybody heard me before. I used to go real deep into teas. I had a pretty big collection, like lots of crazy stuff. You know, the partially fermented kinds. A lot of people don't know about some different kinds of teas out there. Yeah, maybe we do that sometime. There you go. So William Kyle. William Kyle always breaks it down for everybody. Funny when you're in the element, Terry school, they encourage you to show and tell, but when you get older, they're like, nah, shut the fuck up. Don't show nothing. Keep your sexuality to yourself. We'll show you guns. We'll show you war. This is what they do. They out here. They got guns. They got war. But oh, the titty pops out in public. Somebody wants to make love. No, 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 no. We happy. I seen this video the other day. Some people were making love somewhere, and somebody came up on them and like kicked them. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, they're like, oh, like don't make love in public, but fucking punch somebody. Really, really? That's how we get down these days. Ain't it funny? They try to repress sexuality, which I mean I get to a degree because we overpopulate the planet or whatever. I get, but it's like where do you think everybody came from? You know, what is the highest joy? Like getting in a fight? Who's happy about that? Ain't nobody happy about fighting. Ain't nobody happy about that shit. People happy about making love, except for the people that are always fighting. They hate people making love. What the fuck is wrong with that? What the fuck is wrong with people sometimes? Mm. That's why I told the last couple videos I was like, shout out Daniel Drewy, make love to your food, be loud when you're eating. Like remember what's that movie? That old Goldie Hawn movie, was it? Goldie Hawn's having dinner, and she's just like, and then the woman's like, I'll have what she's having. Anybody remember that movie back in the 80s, 90s? Everybody knows that movie. Everybody remembers that line. Oh, Hava, man, I appreciate it, man. That's amazing. Hey, but I will ask people on here if you do like it makes it a lot easier for me to get cash, because I don't even know how to access my cash on here. This is kind of like a savings account, so I do certainly appreciate it. But like my pay if this is easy for you, cool. This is a bank account for me basically. But the the PayPal and the Cash App is I can access that. This shit is I don't even. It's kind of just sits there for me. So I got a couple $100 in here. So I appreciate it though. I really do. It's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so that's actually going towards the you know what? That's what's it. Anybody that puts money in there, because I actually I might even have enough in here now because I've had a lot of people do it and I didn't even know I didn't even know the button was on there. And I might have that plus like I get a little bit here and there from the AdSense or whatever. Like I make 50 cents on a video or whatever. But that's added up a little bit over time. And I might have enough to be able to get one of these crystal bowls that we talking about, and we can party with the crystal bowl for sure. So I'll see what I got in this account, and if I can access it today, fuck it, I'll order it. You know what I mean? I got a couple $100 sitting over here. Instead of drinking this week, fuck it. I got a bottle of tequila. I don't even need to go out. I'll put an order in for this White Stone Carillion, and we'll start partying next week. Let me see what we can do. What's up, Unstance? Oh, yeah, Unstance. I didn't know that they take half of that shit. Yeah, yeah, guys. Don't. I'm gonna figure out how to take the super chat shit off of here because I told y'all what happened to me one time. The first time that people started donating to me in the super chat, I don't know how it got turned on, and and I had music on like for 1 minute during my show, and somebody copyright claimed my video. So basically, they took my money. They took like I got like $50 and they took it. I mean, they didn't take it yet, but it basically is going to get taken. Like it's not mine no more. Like they claimed my fucking 2 hours worth of me talking, giving my time, because there was a snippet of their song in the background.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up? What's up, Torn? You want me? You want me to say something really profound so he knows what's up? Man, you put me on the spot. How you gonna do that to me, Torn? How you gonna do that to me? I think if somebody asks me the right question, I'll say something profound, Torn. What's up, Twice? So Twice, Torn, Twice is your buddy's account. Yeah. If somebody asks me the right question, I'll say something awesome. What you want to know about? Hey, Hava, it's actually it should be in the description here. I think it's all, dude. Don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, whatever. You know, it's just money, dude. We'll figure it out. But the PayPal and cash is either in description on here, and if I didn't put it on here, which I should have, it's on all of my other videos now. I made sure I went and did that. It should be on all of my videos in the description. And so I'll just say it here. It's paypal.me/TsarXen, TsarXen. And the Cash App is the money sign and then TsarXen. Yeah, yeah, cool. Thank you, thank you. Don't thank me, thank you. Okay, awesome. Ryan Duval. Yeah. What? So, what up? Ask me something so I can prove my worth to my man Torrin's friend over here twice, or Twissy, twice. I like. Is it twice? Is that what's up? Say some profound shit out here. We was just talking about the larynx, so we're talking about speaking. If the sound of my voice isn't already doing it, I don't know what else I can do. Isn't just the tonality of my voice doing it, resonating enough to open up and unclog the fettered mess of his brain and to vibrate his pineal and pituitary gland to release all that milk and honey goodness into his consciousness to make him believe and see things that he couldn't see before? Is that good enough, Torn? Do you want more? Should I get poetic with the shit? Should I release the Kraken? Should we get deep with this? Should we let the spirit go? Mm. Well, thank you, Hava. The relationship with the pineal and pituitary. Look at the. I'm sure you know this. I'm sure most people know this. Maybe not. If you look at there's a great documentary out. They finally made it available. Like, I mean, it's been known for quite a while, but it was only like kind of just just kind of in the cut where people kind of figured it out. Where the pyramids, where the kings and queens chamber is. If you put your head to the side, it's lined up. It's lined up with the skull. So the pineal and the pituitary is lined up where the king's and queen chamber is because it's equivalent. So that milk and honey, those two glands are that. And then you can look at that whole thing that has underground. It all goes down into the throat, goes down into the like. That's all. It's all structured after the human body and the skull primarily. So there's a really good YouTube documentary on that just came out recently. It's really short. It's only like 30 minutes long, but it gets right to the point. So yeah, there's that connection there. But let me Unsus, let me go on with this. Did that hopefully that gave you a little bit of the answer? And so pineal is like in the Bible, Mount Pineal. Go up to Mount Pineal. I think what you'd have is a pineal for the pine cone, obviously, and the pineal, and the pituitary, I think, is with the pits. So with the pit and the pineal, so it's kind of that. Yeah, let's go on with this chapter though, because I'm kind of digging this Whitestone Carillion here. What's up, Jewmeister? Oh, we're gonna get to Mitchell Gaynor's work. Oh, here, let me just show you a couple pictures. Let me show you this picture. Let's see if you guys can see this. So here's that picture. Look at that of the egg right there. The yolk of an egg is the energy vortex or eidolon. See, that's why you get energy out of an egg because of the shape of it. Like the egg is. This is why Norb's world theory and the cosmic egg theory back in the day and the snake around the egg. Like there's a lot of really interesting. Like we live inside of an egg. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to know all about the pine, obviously, Santos Bonacci's got the work done. Like he's already done it. And especially like look at the shape of the head. Really, it's closely related to an egg. Everything is eggs. Even your nuts, right? Nuts and berries, nuts and all of these seeds. They're not circular. Everybody wants to talk about a circular something. No, it's an egg shape. Everything is egg shaped. Your nuts are egg shaped. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, twice. We live inside of an egg. Yeah, it seems so. And I think we live inside of an egg and we crack open an egg and then we're at the next layer and then we crack. It's an onion egg, where we're going through layers of things, and you get new experiences, expansive ideas and concepts through each new layer that you crack through. Yeah. All right. So let me go on with this here. Yeah, you got to crack open a couple eggs. Got to crack open a couple skulls. Dr. Mitchell Gaynor, a molecular biologist and director of New York Strang's Cancer Prevention Center, said, "We know that sound and music have a profound effect on the immune system, which clearly do have a lot to do with remissions of cancer. Recent scientific studies into subtle energy fields have led to sensitive machines of breakthrough technologies such as PET scans, CAT scans, and MRIs, and ultrasound imaging for prenatal diagnostics, as well as being used as a tool for breaking up obstructions in clogged arteries and shattering kidney stones. They shatter kidney stones with acoustics. Now, if they can do that, why are people out here paying for shit? You know what I mean? If you could just take a tone and crush something. If we can shatter glass, if they're telling you right here, why aren't they just doing that? I'll tell you why. I know why. It's not because. Yeah, let me be very clear here. Everybody's always like, oh, the evils of the economy, the evils of people being in why they make them pay for everything, why are they in debt? I'll tell you why. Because if people knew this, then they would go off and do stupid shit, knowing that they could just be healed. Then they would just go snap their fingers, be like, heal me. You said you could do it, heal it. Now they can do it. They're like, well, if we make it cost $100,000, maybe you'll think twice about going and do something fucking stupid. Wouldn't that make more sense? Now do you realize the use of the as much as there's qualms with the economic system, can we see the use of it? Because we don't have a responsible culture as a whole. That if you knew that tomorrow they could just fix all your shit, you would do dumber shit than you're already doing. We're already like a bunch of fucking retards out here, a bunch of baby retards doing a bunch of stupid shit. But it's prohibitively it's cost prohibitive to do something completely against the, like you won't do stupid shit because it will cost you too much. They have the solutions, but why would they share that with people that are going to go do stupid shit? Does that make more sense? Arian Rams, yes, they do. Yeah, it's called the emotion code. And actually, funny enough, you ask, this dude, Don Tolman, is in the movie called Emotion Code. And a big part of the movie, I would say, is on a lot of the work that he's done. So let me go on with this. Even the monks, the monks were doing the healing with the sounds and all this, and this is what the ancient temples were used for. So you got the pyramids that were used for astral travel, and you got the pyramids that were used. It was a different type of pyramid. They had a different angle in the pyramid. They used sound frequencies to fix people. The pyramids were used for astral projection and for healing. Okay, here you go. This one's in red, so it's important. These sound machines work on the principle that light equals speed. These sound machines work on the principle that light equals sound and that tone equals radiance manifested in the form of matter. These sound machines work on the principle that light equals sound and the tone equals radiance manifested in the form of matter. In other words, physics has confirmed technologically in age-old wisdom that the visual spectrum has the same frequency as the auditory spectrum, and that matter is a condensed radiant vibratory form. That the 7 notes of the octaves correspond to the 7 colors of the rainbow that correspond to the 7 major physiological systems: the glandular, muscular, skeletal, digestive and elimination, circulatory, respiratory, and nervous. There are also 7 holes in your head. have something to do with the matching the 7 colors and 7 notes of the octave, as well as forming the 5 skills of senses: smell, taste, touch, sight, hearing, and the two high gifts anciently and today called intuitive knowledge or intuition, the whisperings of the spirit, and creative imagination. 7 total gifts. All of this was given birth to a whole new area of science called vibrational medicine. Vibrational medicine has shown that pure musical tone of 100% pure white stone Carillion set in the G F sharp produces a vibrational sound field which resonates with brainwave activity overlaid in the range of alpha theta states of consciousness as mentioned before. Once again, the human body is composed of many crystal-like substances. Bone is composed and grown of crystal lattice structures, as are organs and even the liquid crystals of the brain, blood, DNA, and all living cells. Minerals are crystals. Whole foods are integrate mineral crystals into forms and sounds that are tasty, smelly, touchy, crunchy, and visually appealing to us as humans. Microphones, cell phones, radios, televisions, timepieces, lasers, computers demonstrate the profound yet subtle power of crystals to receive, transform, store, focus, and transmit electromagnetic energy. Thoughts are subtle electromagnetic energy waves. Many scientists, musicians, doctors, and health practitioners refer to the undisputed power of sound as preventative, restorative, and advanced promotive of healing and health. The larynx. Ye have not because ye ask not. Ye have not because ye ask not. Unlock your voice. We need to move beyond stage fright in our lives. We need to grapple with what makes us forget our lines or to be afraid to say them in the first place. That makes us fall back into the easy, silent way and face the difficult decisions. This makes us apologize when in fact we have been wronged. We owe it first to ourselves, but we owe it to the world to speak out. Women especially have to learn what it seems like men have known all along. That to live in a meaningful way, we have to get what is inside outside, whether that means to work in the workplace, at home, or just within ourselves. It might mean faxing that letter to a newspaper in response to an editorial, or just speaking to that person who has upset you face to face. It is amazing what one word can do. Letter writing campaigns have enabled the person in prison to go free. Words have the power to injure and heal, but silence accomplishes nothing except to make us lose our connection with the world. For those who have been punished in such a way, a silent treatment is no joke. And even worse is to do the silent treatment to yourself. Silence is not about not saying what you need to say. It is also not about asking for what you need to ask. If you don't ask the right questions, you can marry the wrong person or take the wrong job. If you don't get what you want, maybe you haven't asked for it. It's time to start asking. Finding your inner voice, whether in the kitchen or at the podium, at the office or at the school board meeting, a large part of finding yourself, finding your voice, is to start finding your vision. The vision perhaps eluded you for so long. Maybe you didn't know you had something to say. Maybe you won't know until you say it. Without vision, it has been written, the people perish. It could also be stated, without one's voice, written or spoken, vision will perish. Here's a letter that he received. Dear Don, in my family, as in so many families, if I expressed my view, a fight would ensue. I could never win, so I became complacent. If I was angry with someone, I wouldn't fight back. Instead, I would grow silent, holding my own silent convictions. But in high school, I bought a diary and began putting my feelings into words. Even though I couldn't say something directly to another person, I'd put it on the page. This wasn't face-to-face, but it was my start. But while I was finding my voice on paper in my diary, it seemed to be losing it in my life. Then one day during college, something snapped. A boyfriend that I had known since high school was supposed to pick me up in Union Square after I'd been shopping. I was going to cook dinner later that evening for him. his science professor and his science professor's wife. But Stefan couldn't pick me up because he was too busy. So I called my roommate and she came instead. I was in a rage and I told her. How dare he, how dare he, shouted. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind. And I did. I called him up and told him what I thought. My roommate looked at me startled. She had never heard me raise my voice, let alone express my opinion before. In my case, I had to raise my voice in order to find my voice. I had to begin speaking first through the pages of my journal, then blank sheets where I wrote bad poetry. But I knew there were things inside of me that I had to get out. Raising your voice isn't the only way of finding your voice, nor is it necessarily the best way, but it is a beginning. I wish I would have met you sooner, Don. I wish I would have had your information earlier in my life. Since using your Whitestone Carillion for myself and close friends, I'm so amazed at the ease one's voice can be found and trained and used to promote health and strength and emotion, the mind, the body, and fulfilling one's visions. Thank you. This is Logos, sounding thought and today's science. All too lightly the world has passed over the achievements of the first philosopher, to whom it is indebted for so many things, for the basic theorems of mathematics, music, and astronomy. The 20th century student of Greek philosophy has been taught to associate the name Pythagoras with such puerile issues as his golden shine bone of his band, upon the eating of cooked beans and wishing that people would sprout them. It has also been held against Pythagoras as that he had taught the discoveries from behind a curtain or a veil. Pythagoras preached in allegories and enigmas, and revealed his scientific knowledge only to such initiated disciples as had spent many years in self-discovery and self-discipline. His scholastic critics, however, have failed to consider the manner in which Pythagoras obtained his immense wealth of abstract knowledge in learning mathematics, mysteries of Greek, Egypt, Persia, India, and without exception, his masters bound their initiates to invaluable secrecy. Having accepted the obligations of those societies, Pythagoras had no honorable course other than to abide by their regulations. Iamblicius lists 218 men, 17 women among the most famous of the Pythagorean philosophers. It is thus evident that Pythagoras revealed his secret to a considerable number of persons, probably all who he felt could understand and be benefited by his knowledge. Science has now confirmed Pythagorean teachings of perception. The Pythagorean doctrines of mathematics, philosophy may yet be accepted as the one system of thought able to cope with this riddle of existence. Perception is a result of the resonance, for when we hear or see something, the entire body resounds in unity. In the process of hearing, for example, a sound which reaches the outer ear is conveyed into a funnel-shaped passage and compressed and thus amplified into a tapered shape of the auditory canal. At the far end of the auditory canal, the sound wave reaches the eardrum and causes it to vibrate rhythmically. It pulses. The rhythm is conveyed to the three isosceles in the middle ear, known as the hammer, anvil, and stirrup, the membrane of the eardrum. The three oscilles function like a system of levers and double and treble the pressure of the sound waves. These arrive at the little oval window, which is about 25 times smaller than the eardrum, which has the effect of increasing the pressure of the sound waves another 20 to 30 times. In this way, the sound pressure is increased by about 150 to 200 times during its journey to the inner ear. Now, for all of you people that have, and this is the answer to the problem of having, who just asked me earlier about this, tinnitus in your ear. If you've been cleaning your ear out with Q-tips, you're jamming up that hole. You're jamming up that little piece. You're putting the wax into there. You need to put not hot water, but you need to clean out your ears with liquid. You need warm liquid. You should look into ways of cleaning it other than that. And also, ear candling works for another reason than most. That shit that comes out of there isn't earwax. Let's get that right. But what you're doing is it's the acoustics, it's the sound. Whenever you're doing that, when you're burning it, that cone is actually making a sound because of the fire. That fire is a vibration that's causing acoustics to clean out the ear. That little piece there. You might try ear candling. Let me finish this up here. The inner ear consists of the, I want to call it Coachella, which is funny. Coachella. It says, because the inner ear consists of the cochlea and the semicircular canal. The organ, which transforms sound into neural signals, is so-called organ of Corti, or pulse maker. The Corti organ is situated in the basilar, yeah. The Corti organ is situated in the basilar membrane, and the cochlea, in the cochlea, and looks like a heart-shaped egg. Sound waves made of small and very thin hairs known as the cilia vibrate, whereby the I'm sorry, guys. I need to turn a little light on here because I can't see this so good. Give me a second, y'all. That should be good. And while I'm up, continue on this idiocy. Ugh. Let's get some of this. What we got here? Oh, that's fantastic. All right, yeah, much better, much better. Okay, we'll start back here. Sound waves made of small and very thin hairs known as the cilia vibrate, whereby the differing length of these hairs is responsible for the reaction of specific frequencies. This means that the sound pattern is divided up according to the pitches involved. The frequencies are physically separated depending on the hair cells stimulated. Thus, a piece of music is first amplified in the ear and then played again by the corti organ. The oscillations of the cilia are scanned by nerve cells and conveyed via neurons to the cerebral cortex. In this way, everything we hear vibrates in our head and resounds in our ear again in the form of sound being transformed into electromagnetic impulses, which are conveyed to the processing centers in the brain. We reverberate with every sound we hear according to the pitch involved. Each vibration will have certain effects, either stimulating or soothing. Even the intervals of a piece of music can affect us in a certain way. In the same way, vision is also a manifestation of resonance. As in the case of the ear, signals which are perceived by the eyes undergo a process of physical processing before being transformed into electro signals, which are sent to the brain. Both the perception of color and the hearing of sound are determined by the ability of the eyes and ears to distinguish between frequencies. The color orange-red, for example, has a frequency which is considerably lower than that of blue, while a G of 194.18 hertz vibrations per second is lower than a D of 290.94 hertz. Unlike the ear, which can distinguish between tones spanning about 10 octaves, the human eye can only recognize a range of about 1 octave. The lowest frequency the eye will react to lie in the region of 375 trillion hertz, which corresponds to the color red. The highest frequency lie in the 750 trillion hertz range, which corresponds to blue. All these colors have frequencies lying between these two extremes. By applying the law of octave, each color can be correlated into the respective tone. The eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, the skin can differentiate between frequencies in the form of color, pitch, scent, taste, texture, and intensity in the form of volume and brightness and strength. However, the eye has two different ways of perceiving color and intensity. The cornea acts as a convex lens, a half of an egg, which conveys rays of light to the inner part of the eye. The lens is made up of layers of differing refracting powers and is contained within a transparent elastic membrane. It controls focal length and thus the strength of the image projected onto the retina, which is the actual organ of sight. The retina transforms the images projected onto it into the neuroimpulses, which are transmitted to the brain in coded form. The retina has light-sensitive receptors, which are not all activated at the same time. The so-called retinal cones, which consist of 3 kinds of cones of differing spectral sensitivity, are responsible for the differentiation of frequency and thus for the perception of color. In contrast, there are spindle-shaped rods which are sensitive to nuances in the range of black and white light and which are mainly put to use in dimmed condition for nighttime vision, as well as theta-graphic cyclopean viewing. This is something that you can learn about at my website. Visual acuity is determined by the density of the optical cells in the retina. Human beings have over 250 million optical cells, each eye having 125 million. 6 to 7 million of these are cones responsible for color, while 120 million are the rods which are responsible for black and white vision. At the point where the resolving power is strongest, namely in the middle of the retina, the human eye has more than 150,000 optical layers per square millimeter. The rods contain a retinal pigment known as visual purple or rhodopsin. Rhodopsin, yes. The pigment consists of a protein opsin and a chemical substance which is very similar to carotene or vitamin A. And this is where you get the word carrot from carotene. I think so. Because it's the color orange. Or is that beta carotene? Wait a second. Under the influence of light, rhodopsin is broken down into the component parts while exposure to darkness regenerates it. During the latter process, vitamin A, or carotene, is taken from the blood, which explains why the lack of vitamin A not only feeds night blindness, but also affects the vision in dim conditions. So eat your carrots. You can jump around like bunnies. There are 3 kinds of rod cells which are responsible for perception of color. These differ according to the retinal pigments involved having either green, blue, or yellow receptors. These colors are the basic vibrations of our visual pigments. In other words, each individual color can be perceived by one single receptor. It's of interest to note that perception of red, for example, is induced by 2 retinal pigments or rod cells, namely those having receptors for blue and yellow pigments. It has been observed that certain frequencies of the color spectrum make certain receptors resonate. According to the frequency involved, or spectral color, only 1, 2, or 3 kinds of receptors will be activated. The perception of color is first determined by 3 different kinds of receptors which transform physical impulses into input codes for the data processing system of the nerve and the brain. Then by 2 computing or subtracting centers where the decision, interaction, or receptor messages take place. When the eye perceives color, a color value is broken down and put together again in order to enable us to perceive the original value. As you can see, sight is more complex than hearing. Give me a second, y'all. This is I need a little break from that. I'm gonna do a little stretchy poo, and I'll be back in give me 1 minute. Back to. Oh, you know what? I got a little bit of aroma over here. This should fix things. Okay, that was good. Maybe that will help a little bit. We got a little. Speaking of crystals, got this little guy right here. So let me scroll through, see what you guys had to say about anything, and see who's here.
Who's here? Who's here? Arian Rams, you had a lucid dream after hearing about my lucid dream? A lot of people do. Whenever I meet them in person, people often dream differently, or will experience a lucid dream or out of body experience. It's weird. I don't know. Just so happens. Yeah, you had a dream inside of a dream. That's awesome. Jude Meister, what notes would black and white be? Black and white are more. I think you're looking for. Those are the containment vessels for the octaves. They are what you'd call the. You can put shade on something, or you can give something a highlight. Those, I think that's where you're getting the black and white keys, the sharpness of something. You could play a sharp keys, and that's what you're looking for. They don't hold the place. They're kind of like they're almost like an archonic thing. The archons hold the octave in, but they're like you're playing the black and white keys, which are, what holds up the colors. What's up, Orlando G? What up, OG? Yeah, there you go. So, but the lowest you're going to get to, the frequency is going to be that really dark purple. The purple light. Um, what's the dude's name that's doing he does really good work on Jay Dreamers. He does a lot of cool things on giants and things, but he did a video a while back about the purple light. Yeah, everything is sound on a different wavelength, and everything is color on a different wavelength, and everything is smell on a different wavelength. It's all the same thing. Yeah. The sun's some. What up, Divine Hazelite? Why not read to you? Bedtime stories. Yeah, yeah. I'm reading because yeah, because if you unless you want to spend $200, you ain't gonna find this information. But Divine Hazel, like a lot of this book, you've heard me speak before in different forms and fashions. I haven't spoke at all. Like there's way too much there, but I've broken down bits and pieces. I just don't tell you it's from that book. Ryan Duvall. Yeah, is it Uranus's time? Is that what it is? Astrology, but I don't dig into it like that. Is it Uranus time right now? I mean, so is Aquarius and Uranus? There's a connection there. Do you know it like that, Ryan Duvall? I mean, because if the cube, the six-sided cube, right, which is Saturn, is Uranus. What? How many sides is Uranus? Is that like the eight-sided? Are we moving up to eight, or what? Is that? Do you know what I'm saying though? Because if we go through the eggshells and these first eggshells, like we're playing Nintendo, right? First it was 8, then it was 16, then it was 24, or is Uranus 16? Am I asking the right questions for you to give me the right answer? Or do you know? Because if not, I'll find out after I get offline here. But maybe you could help me with it right now. Oh yeah, yeah. And then what you should put in your ear is you want garlic oil. You wanna take garlic, crush up the garlic oil. You don't want the bits and pieces. Put the garlic in the olive oil and warm it up. Warm it up just slightly. Put that in your ear. So good. Yeah. Warm garlic oil in olive juice. In olive olive juice. Olive oil. Divine Light Hazel. Yeah, it's called the Pharmacist Desk Reference. You wanna go read it? You wanna drop 200 on it? How about it? Besides, you can listen to me. You can listen to me talk on any other broadcasts. Shit, I wouldn't be Divine Hazel Light. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for that book. I wouldn't want to talk. I ain't got shit to say right now. I was like, I didn't want to get on here and talk to anybody. I was like, ugh, I don't have anything to say. But this actually helped me talk. Yeah, carrots originally when they were really small and purple, but now they're purple again. They're large and purple. Yeah, well, William Cal, start putting you put urine in your eyes. You might be able to heal that. I heard about this person that their dog's eye got like broken, and they put like they pissed on a thing and put it on the dog's eye, and it healed the eyeball. That's so weird. What color am I wearing today? That's very funny. I usually don't wear blue because it's too much for me. Like it's like I don't know what colors I usually wear. I have a whole you see I got a whole wardrobe of weird shit. I got that really dark blue. Yeah, so I think I answered that for you, Aaron Rams. What's up, live chrono? Okay. Oh, for real. Uranus is the new ruler, a modern ruler of Saturn. Or of Aquarius, excuse me. Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius, and Uranus is now the modern ruler. Where can I find more information about that? I'd love to read on that because that sounds really interesting to me. I mean, you need some pink in your life. That's funny. I'm wearing the pink and the baby blue and the pink today. That's weird. And then my shirt and then funny enough, look at my shirt is pink and baby blue, huh? Weird days. Unless I thought that one out. I think it's because I was whining and crying this morning. I was like, ugh, ugh. I'm wearing my baby blues and my pink. I'm gonna wear my baby blues and my pink. Hey, so Emma, if you wear black so much, I think you'd find a lot of like what you know you kind of like dumpy down depressing because you wear black, you're taking on everybody else's energy. That's what's happening. If you will start wearing white, you'll feel way better. If you will straight wear white, their energy will be deflected off of you. You won't accept their energy. You become like deferent to it. Black accepts way too much energy. I used to have a friend of mine who would always wear black, and he was always really depressed. I'm like, dude, you got like you're not depressed. You're taking on the world's depressed energies. Like, it, I can tell whenever I wear dark colors, it's just absorbing. Change the colors you wear, and it's it's like, oh, Daniel, no, I can't go out if I'm wearing white because everybody will notice me. No, they're gonna notice you either way. People gonna see you no matter what you do. That's the thing. So wear the color that is radiant. If you wear a radiant color, it pushes it away. If you wear a black color, it's absorbing to you. People think this is to wear black. They're like, spooky, mysterious. People can't see me. Fuck yes, we can. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Wear the yellow dress. Do it. Do it. What up, Danny Skylark? I ate so much. Danny Skylark. I ate so much garlic today. I ate so much garlic. I had I made some fake beef tacos. Like I had some fake beef patties, and like garlic yummies. And oh man, it was so good. Mm. Got me hungry again. I already ate twice a day. I don't even know why. Like whenever I'm bored and it's like rainy out, I'm not even eating my emotions. I'm just bored and eating out of boredom. Like, and I know I'm doing it, and I fucking like, why are you doing this? Put down the food, man. You don't need any more. Yeah, orange is a special color. Yeah, I like orange sometimes. I don't have too much in my closet that's orange. I like orange highlights. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going with the book in a second. I just needed the time. Open up my Mercurian lungs. That Geministic. Because whenever I'm reading, I was saying this last time. Like even if
Even if I'm sitting up straight, I still got to bend my neck a little bit. So I'm cutting off a lot of this here, where whenever I'm talking to you guys, I kind of sit up a little better so I can talk differently. And that kind of puts just a strain here. And then, especially if it's in my lap, I'm like crushing my larynx. And, you know, even reading through that, you know, like when you realize like it's your stomach muscles going into it, it's everything going this. So my voice is different depending on how I'm standing. Do I ever stand up and talk to you guys? Let me stand up and talk to you guys. See what that sounds like. Ah, I sound, I sound way different standing up. Hmm. Purple. You never, Ahava. You never wear purple. Purple's my favorite color. Obviously, my little purple chair over there. That's my favorite, yo. Gotta rock the color of royalty, you know. Gotta keep that purple light. Nobody really rocks purple. But the thing about purple is it's lovely because it's almost black, right? It's almost black, but not really. Hey, Ahava 77. Don't you know that song? I know that William Costes knows that song. Everybody's wearing purple. Can you sing it for me? Everybody's wearing purple, purple. Anybody know that? Anybody? Anybody? Everybody's wearing purple. That's a fantastic band. You want some gypsy funk? Yeah, rock the checkerboard, black and white. Yeah, it's funny, Kyle. I never rocked the black and white. It's like, I mean, it's in my clothing somewhere, but I don't have. I mean, I like wearing a black T-shirt now and then, but if I do, I'm wearing tan pants or cream pants, black T-shirt. I don't have like white. I don't mind, but I don't really have any straight black or any straight white anything. Hey, instance, yeah, you went through the black phase and then white phase. Yeah, you know what? Soon enough, you go through you just get to like all the whole fucking wardrobe. Just do it. Just wear it. In this book and through some of the it's the seven colors, right? Every day of the week has a color. If you actually coordinate your day of the week with the color, you're compounding the energy of one of the seven old philosophers' planets, right? The old alchemist planets. So you're multiplying the energies of that planet and healing on yourself. So if you were to say on Monday, do we agree on this? I don't know. It's in there. Is Monday red? Is Monday red Mercury or something? Like, so you would wear, just pretend it's red day, and you would drink your red juice while it's the red day. You'll be doing healing in the red center like tenfold, and then go ahead and listen to some tones in A. Monday, listening to A, red tones, boom. Dude, you could cross the rainbow bridge in a week. Like, you just multiply the frequencies like fivefold. Yeah, melanated people do. Of course they do. That melanation has already absorbed the sun. Now they absorb more energy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. K Bird. My color patterns because I'm a Gemini and I'm naturally I don't know. I think I'm probably naturally an extrovert, but I like to be an introvert. I like to keep to myself, but people want me to go and do shit, so it's like my colors go between the spectrum. And I get bored wearing one thing, you know. Yeah, it's just there's so many people dressed in black. Yeah, everybody at a funeral, huh? Unless you're in India, what do? They dress in black at a birth and white at a funeral. Well, not all of India, but like certain little select places. Yeah. Well, Danny, cook me something. Send me some food. Send me something to eat because I need a snack again. I already had some broccoli too. Orange is confusing to you, Emma? Huh. It is, well. You could. I mean, think about it. Think about what orange represents in First of all, what does it represent in nature, and what does it represent in your your unnatural environment? Construction cones. It's a confusing thing. You see orange, you're like, construction's going on. There's got to be something's happening here, right? So you look at that orange, and in nature, how often do you see something orange? That's going to be like an orange snake. Is it red? Is it orange? Is not red. You know, red. You know, stop. Red. You know is get away from that snake. Orange is kind of like it's kind of caution, right? So yeah, I could see why. I could see why orange is confusing. Yeah, orange is the only primary color that does equal 33. That is correct. Unstance, you are correct. And for anybody that doesn't get what Unstance is saying, is using one of the coding methods. See, people got to realize there's so many different ways. People say, "Well, use gematria." Do you know how many different systems there are of gematria? This is the really confusing part for people that don't get it. Like, if you got Assyrian codes, you got the Roman codes, you got the English, you got the Jewish gematria. So all of these things are using different values. You got some that use the alphabet from A to Z and they go straight through, and some of them they stop and then some go halfway. So there's all different all these different codings. But when you say equals 33, what you're saying is the one primary system that's used in gematria equals 33 for orange. Yes. Yeah, purple and green's royalty, huh? Here you go. Yeah, I mean, you are really fussy. You need a good fixing, Emma. You need a good fixing. Purple people eaters. William Estes, red, orange, forest green, and blues. Uh-huh. Yeah, forest green I like a lot. Forest green looks good on me, due to my eyes, but then again, my eyes change all the time. So, yeah. And it's comfortable. I've always liked it, you need the color of the forest, man. Like, it's just comfy. You can't be hating on the purple, Kyle. Come on. I don't know why I call you Kyle. Kyle. I think that I just want to go Kyle. So you're already Saturn dominant, so it's already there. So you already get that purple black. K-Bear, purple is a hard color to wear. It's highly spiritual color. A lot of people resonate with. Yeah. Huh. Trying to think about, like, whenever I go out wearing my purple clothes. I have one just dominant, like, straight purple shirt that I wear out. Trying to think of what kind of reactions I get. I'll have to gauge. Now, K-Bird, damn it, you got me back in my analytical mind. Now, next time I go out wearing my purple shirt, I'm gonna be like analyzing everybody. How do you react to me? Yeah. What color? I'm wearing black and red and pink socks right now. Yeah, isn't that interesting, Danny Skylark? Good, thanks for pointing that out. I totally forgot about it. I never thought about that. Checkers is red and black, and chess is black and white. Why is that? Why is that? I mean, you look at the original pyramids. It was said that the original pyramids were covered in three colors: red, black, and red, black, and white, which is black, white, and red. There's a big significance there. But the chess being on red and black, I don't get that. So the limestone was you got the red, the black, and the white shiny limestone. Well, it wasn't limestone. They weren't all limestone, I don't think. I think one was granite and limestone and something else. But anyways. Potatoes and tomatoes. Yeah. June Meister, Monday is silver. Yeah. So, anyways, what I was going off on before, but it's not. I mean, it's silver, but nah. It's. Let me. I'll get the. What I'm saying here is, yeah, it is connected to the moon, but it's also. Let me just to touch on that just for 1 second here. Oh, you know what we'll do? I know what we'll do next, because we're talking about colors and emotions and things. We'll go to feeding your emotions and colors of foods and things, and then we can see about people's colors and how to help you heal yourself with foods. How's that? Does that sound good?
uh,
Good. I don't care if you like it. We're doing it anyways.
uh.
I heard this. Got it. Okay, so red is Sunday. Monday is orange. So Monday is orange, which is connected to carotene, the musculoskeletal system. The note is D. I mean, it's connected to the moon, right? But it's orange is the color for it. So the healing, the healing on a Monday. So if you were to wear orange on a Monday, you'd be connected to the moon, and you'd eat orange foods. But now, if you were overly orange, you would do the inversion. You'd eat blue stuff. If you were too orangey, you would eat blue stuff. You know. So like if on so on Tuesday would be yellow, right? So Tuesday connected to Mercury. So Tuesday is connected to Mercury, and the thymus and anxiety and all this. So if you were too yellowy, you'd eat purple stuff. So I think that's probably what my thing is. I was born with jaundice, as far as I was told. So that I'm very yellow, like yellow bellied, right? And so my adoration for the color purple balances that out, which is very interesting because Mercury connected with the color yellow is very, very interesting stuff. So you'd listen to the like on a Tuesday you'd listen to the note E on the piano. You'd multiply the vibration of the yellow. You'd eat lemons and all the yellow fruits, and yeah. And then we'll get into that. Let me get to the end of this here, and then we'll get to that feeding emotions thing. Oh, did I? I'm sorry. So hey, you said Arian Rams. Which day is blue? You could figure out. You get it figured out from right there. So if Monday is if yellow is Tuesday. Green, blue. This would be Thursday, right? Just go in order. Orange, yellow. Right? Orange, yellow. Green, blue. Yes, it'll be Thursday. And I'll just tell you a little more about that for the blue. So Thursday, which is the blue day, which is respiratory, it's for your respiratory day, deals with tolerance, relief, acceptance, cooperation, traumatic shock, compulsiveness. Blue builds life force, calm intensity, family, ideas, and it's connected to cellulose, respiratory, tolerances, pituitary gland. It's also connected to your pituitary. It's connected to your hypothalamus, your lungs. The note on the piano is G. The intelligence is music. It's Thursday is connected to Jupiter. This church is Sardis, if that matters to you. The mausoleums for the seven wonders. The Parthenon for the heroes. The Palatine for the hills. Your archangel would be Samael. Yeah. And I did this the other day. Your crystal lattice structure would be the hardest word for me to say. Orthothrombic. Orthothrombic. There you go. Orthothrombic. Got it. Orthothrombic. I'll get back to that in a second. Oh, Danny making videos? Excellent, dude. Yeah, yeah. William Kyle, you should do that, man. I would love to hear about like that. That would be so fresh to do, man. Like you already got the coding right now, right? So I just gave you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You can figure out the rest of the week from there. Just go, Roy G. Biv right through the week. Plot that out, man. That'd be sick. See, you know how your different art comes out each day. You know what I'm saying? Like you're amplifying that kind of power. Yeah, purple and gold, or yeah, purple and gold and green. Those are the three. Yeah, yeah. That's funny. The Tigers down Louisiana. That's well. What will Kyle, Mr. Estes. Emma said she likes that purple. Well, that's very interesting, Ryan Duvall. Understand Saturn governs the ego and Uranus attunes you to the voice. Cool. Yeah, your ears are associated with what kind of foods? Mushrooms are good for your ears. Think of the shape. Mushrooms and the other ones will come to me in a second. Time nomad, time nomad for astrology. Since you said, is there a chart with the color and note correspondences? Do you want me to just tell you to you right now and just write them down? Because it's right in order. I'll tell you one more time. Unless you already did that, unless you got that. There's not one specific. I mean, it's in this chart, but it has everything in this chart, which makes it a little more. Wait, actually, there probably is one specifically with just that. But so red is C, orange is D, yellow is E, green is F, blue is G. Purple is, or indigo bluish is A. And then violet purple is B. So there you go. Oh man, we could even get to anatomical photognosis of the plants, their types. Man, that's crazy. I forgot about this chart. Man, wait, he's even got this here. The chromatic halftones and diatonic fulltones of the sacred sounds, the keys, the Hebrew names, Phoenician names, symbols. Whoa, I forgot about this. It's too much right here. There you go. Let me see what I got here. It even has the 12 stones, the 12 cranial gates. So, let's see, for me, as a Gemini, my key would be D. Oh man, this is great. That's crazy. That's why. Oh shit, there it goes. That's why fucking me and Jeannie get along. That's why the Genie's that. Okay. Fucking with me here. Okay. Sorry guys, I just tripped out on some cool shit here. I'll just show this chart to you real quick. Look at this shit. Yeah, I don't even know. Oops. Is it there? Can you see this chart? I'm not gonna let it there too long, but that chart is all the tones, all the keys. So you got sacred sounds, Hebrew names, sons of Jacob, the Hebrew symbols, the Christian names, the Phoenician symbol, the secondary Hebrew name of Ishmael, the 12 cranial gates, 12 stones of the breastplate, the book of Revelation, the transitions from half to full stones. Whoa, bro. Okay, let me catch up to you guys here. So, Unstance, did you get that with the color? I mean, yeah, this is, as Ryan Duvall will put it, like this isn't the only thing, but if you can get pretty close with, one system. You got systems all over the world, but they tend to have some sort of base, keys to everything.
Yeah, I hear you, Unstance. Yeah. What up, Meister? Of course. Yeah, the digital version I think might be cheaper, Unstance. I mean, I don't know how y'all like doing it, but I mean, it's nice to have it all right there on the thing. But I mean, I got that version too. It's hard for me. I like to have it right in front of me. You know, I'd rather have books everywhere and just like find it over there. Okay. Okay, what did I say I was gonna do here? Oh, I said we're gonna do some emotional shit. We got shit. I know shit is emotional right now. I know shit is all emotional right now. Let me see what I can do here. Cause somebody asked me about this earlier. Oh. The human body is designed to be able to clean and repair itself. It's only when it is overwhelmed that a good health goes south and greater self-care is called upon. Every moment of your existence, whether in health or disease, is wrapped in electrochemical matrices of emotional molecules generated by the limbic emotional center of the brain. These neural circuits there causes neurosecretions to create actual molecules in response to emotions. These emotional molecular crystalline structures are an electrical chemistry that isoscellates in frequencies that match anatomical and physiological structures throughout the body. In this, like is drawn unto itself. Simply stated, the chemistry of the emotion we call anger moves through the body as molecules. When we no longer need them, because molecules of calm have replaced their need in the body, they are collected and released. If anger doesn't erupt or it's not released over time, feelings of resentment or hostility can develop, and this can become persistent. This constant state overwhelms the bladder because of negative emotional molecules that wreak havoc. Wow, cool stuff. All right, let me go get this thing over here. I need there it is. Exactly. that's what I'm talking about. But I got all these oils over here. I couldn't even read them. I just bent over and I picked exactly what I wanted. Don't you love when that shit happens? Can anybody guess what's in my hand right here? You're very close, William. Very close. Peppermint. Peppermint. Pepper the mind. Pep up the mind a little bit. You know, it'd be great if you was really into like dealing yay or something. Put some peppermint in that yay. Peppermint flavored yayo. That would be straight fire, son. Yo, tell your cats out there in La La Land to be fucking with that shit. Peppermint flavored, peppermint infused yay. Out the box. Where we at here? So when you say your wife, you mean your actual wife? You're married, or you mean like you just like you're a chickie? You little chickie jicky. Mm-hmm. Max Hotchkiss comes through, says sniffing out some shoe glue, No, I never. I smell it from a distance. I can't. No, I don't like chemical inhalants, man. I never have. I never even. It's like people that like the smell of gasoline. I don't get it.
Chemical enhanced, not for me, man. Oh, nice instance. You had this thing happen the other day where you're close to sleep and then started visualizing like a dream and then popped in. It felt like when your eyes adjust to Magic Eye Puzzle. Yeah, that's actually that's so much that's so great when that happens. It happens like when you're extra tired, but you really want to dream, and all of a sudden you get into that hypnagogic imagery, and then you can jump into something. That's awesome. Actually, I was going to do another video today. When I woke up this morning because I had such a good time doing it. Um, you know those meditations on how to relax the body. You go through. I mean, there's the old 81 point Jeremiah Mulsef. I remember that dude. If anybody knows who that is, the 81 points of relaxation. I mean, he got it from like the Hindus or whatever. Um, but there was a couple interesting things that I did for myself when I was going through the shutting down my body and releasing energy from certain points of my body that I was going to do for everybody here, because I know people are always like, yo, do a meditation or whatever, that I thought would be very helpful for people. So maybe I'll do that tonight. But I woke up this morning and I was like, I was going to do it, but I was like, let me do it again for myself. And I fell back into like this awesome dream world, and I was out for like another 2 hours. So I was like, then I woke up and I was like, I'll just make this other video real quick. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Hey, K-Bird, I've never thought about that, but I assume so. Uh, that seems like it would be really awesome. Hmm. What else could you do? Yeah, I think the lemon water charge would be probably a great idea. You know, obviously the urine's always a good idea, but the lemon water would probably be super fresh. I would try that out. If you got one coming up, do it, dude. That might be really cool. Yeah, then you popped out because yeah, like you was in a lucid and you felt like you were viewing something like something live somewhere else. Yeah. It's interesting, trying to deduce what reality you're in. If you're walking around in another realm, or if you're still here and kind of like, I've been to some like places that I'm certain I was in. Like I've walked through my neighborhood. That's really cool. Whenever I'm walking through my neighborhood, I'm like, sometimes I want to walk because I want to maintain the experience. Because as you speed up in the dream, there's a possibility of losing your handle on where you are, and then you just jump into something else. And you're like, damn it. So it's hard. So you go from like, oh, I want to, but you know where you want to go, and you're like, oh, this walking is taking too fast, and so you like start jogging, and all of a sudden, you really want to go, and then all of a sudden, wherever you're trying to go to, it kind of just dissipates. Yeah, remote viewing versus like actually being there, like seeing a place versus actually being there is two different things. Like I've walked into a house on accident. Like when I first started doing stuff, I walked in a house and I'm pretty sure that one of the kids could see me, like one of the children, like 3, 4, 5. I'm like, what am I doing in this house? Where am I? And this kid's kind of looking at me, like nobody else could see me, but this little 3-year-old could. That's what, at least the feeling I got. And I was like, I need the fuck out of this house. What am I doing here? I'm not hanging with these people. I want to be outside. Yeah. That's interesting you say it that way, J Meister. The whole world looking through the glass stone. Ashkawanda helped you with that instance. You can make me go get some on my closet if that helps. William Kyle, that's cool, man. Okay. I'm down to the bottom of this. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me before I forget, because Oons just reminded me. Let me go get some ashwagandha. Oh man, I might not have any. That would be crazy. How do I have this many herbs and I don't have any ashwagandha? Well, apparently I don't. But I have all of these other wonderful ones. I got a bunch of other cool ones, but not ashwagandha. So let me, I'll give you guys a little bit more of this here, and then get back to chitty chatting. Whoa. Which one do you want to know about here? Do you guys want to know how the brain grows? Uh-oh. Hold on a second. Yeah. I had to go get my buddy. He was outside. My friend, the tree was outside. He's kind of an indoor plant, but I let him go outside sometimes. Man, K-Bird, what? 522s? That's crazy. K-Bird, you get around. K-Bird, I get around. Do they all have the same name? Or maybe they had like if 522 is the first day of Gemini, huh? That's the first day, huh? Did they all maybe have the same numerology of their name? Did you ever look into that? That would be crazy. But I really want to play that Tupac song for you right now, but I don't want to get this channel. I already got $31 in there. I don't need Tupac taking my $31. He already on an island he's already on the island with the other cats. Okay, you want to hear about the brain? Yeah. The sphenoid. Okay. Yeah, you breathe the rain. Yeah, that rain is going outside. I had to bring my little friend back in. Here you go. So we'll talk about the sphenoid in a second. Isn't that the one in the inner ear that you can get a balloon put in your ear and popped and adjusted, kind of like the there's these two special adjustments you can make. Is that the one? Anyways, here you go. How the brain grows. To better grasp the potent hold of the emotions on the thinking mind, and to understand why feelings and reasons are so readily at odds, consider how the brain grows. Human brains, with their 3 pounds or so of cells and neural juices, are about triple the size of those in our nearest cousin, who are primates. The brain, from the bottom up, the higher centers developing as elaborations of the lower parts. The growth of the brain in the human embryo retraces what science calls the evolutionary course. The most primitive part of the brain, shared with all the species that have more than a minimal nervous system, is the brainstem surrounding the top of the spinal cord. This root brain regulates basic life functions like breathing and the metabolism of the body's other organs, as well as controlling stereotyped reactions and movements. This primitive brain, it is taught, cannot be said to think or learn. Rather, it is a set of pre-programmed regulators that keep the body running as it should and reacting in a way that ensures survival. From the brainstem emerged the emotional centers. From these emotional areas evolved the thinking brain, or neocortex, which is the great bulb of convoluted tissue that makes up the top layers. The fact that the thinking brain grew from the emotional brain reveals much about the relationship of thought to feeling, that there was an emotional brain long before there was a rational one. The most ancient root of our emotional life is the sense of smell, or more precisely, the olfactory lobe, which are the cells that take in and analyze smell. Every living entity, whole foods, poisons, sexual partners, predatory prey, has a distinctive molecular signature that can be carried by the wind. In these primitive times, smell commanded itself as a paramount sense for our survival. From the olfactory lobe, the ancient centers for emotion began to evolve. They eventually grew large enough to encircle the top of the brainstem. In its rudimentary stages, the olfactory center was composed of little more than thin layers of neurons gathered to analyze smell. One layer of cells took in what was smelled and sorted out onto the relevant categories, meaning the edible, toxic, sexually available, enemy, or meal. A second layer of cells sent reflexive messages throughout the nervous system, telling your body what to do: bite, spit, approach, flee, or chase. And then it gets into the green area here, which means it's important. The key layers of the emotional brain surrounding the brainstem look roughly like a bagel with a bite taken out at the bottom where the brainstem nestles into them. Because this part of the brain rings and borders the brainstem, it is called the limbic system, from limbus, the Latin word for ring. The new neural territory added emotions proper to the brain's repertoire. When we're in the grip of craving or fury, head over heels in love or recoiling in dread, it is this limbic system that has us up in its grips. As it grew, the limbic system refined two powerful tools: learning and memory. These revolutionary advances allow an animal to be much smarter in its choices for survival and to fine-tune its response and to adapt to changing demands rather than having invariable and automatic reactions. If a food led to sickness, it could be avoided next time. Decisions like knowing what to eat and what to spurn were still determined largely through smell. Then the connections between olfactory bulb and the limbic system took on the task of making distinctions among smells and recognizing them. They compared a present smell with a past one, and so they discriminated the good from the bad. That was done by the rhinocephalon, literally meaning the nose brain, a part of the limbic wiring and the rudimentary basis of the neocortex, the thinking brain. The brain then took on great growth spurt. Piled on top of the thin two-layered cortex, which are the regions that plan, comprehend what is sensed, and coordinate movement, several new layers of brain cells were added to form the neocortex. In contrast, the ancient brain's two-layered cortex, the neocortex, offered an extraordinary intellectual edge. The Homo sapiens neocortex is so much larger than any other species that has added all of what is distinctly human. The neocortex is the self-thought. It contains the center that put together and comprehend what the senses perceive. It adds to a feeling that what we think about and allows us to have feelings about ideas, art, symbols, and imaginings. The survival edge is due to the neocortex's talent for strategizing, long-term planning, and other mental flights of fancy and fantasy. Beyond that, the triumphs of art, civilization, and culture are all fruits of the neocortex. This new addition to the brain allowed the addition of nuances to This new addition to the brain allowed the addition of nuances to emotional life. Take love, for example. Limbic structures generate feelings of pleasure and sexual desire, which are the emotions that feed sexual passion. The addition of these the addition of the neocortex and its connections to the limbic system, however, allowed for the mother-child bond that is the basis of the family unit and the long-term commitment to child rearing that makes human development possible. In contrast, species that have no neocortex, such as reptiles, lack maternal affection. When their young hatch, the newborns must hide to avoid being cannibalized. In humans, the productive bond between parent and child allows much of the maturation to go on over the course of a long childhood. During this process, the brain continues to develop. As we proceed up the phylogenetic scale, from reptile to rhesus to human, the sheer mass of the neocortex increases. With that increase comes the geometric rise in the interconnectedness of the brain circuitry. The larger the number of such connections, the greater the range of possible responses. The neocortex allows for the subtlety and complexity of emotional life, like the ability to have feelings about our feelings. There is more neocortex to limbic system in primates than any other species, and vastly more in human beings, suggesting why we are able to display a far greater range of reactions to our emotions and way more nuanced. While a rabbit or a rhesus has a restricted sense of typical responses to fear, the larger human neocortex allows far more nimble repertoire, including calling 911. The more complex the social system, the more essential is such flexibility, and there is no more complex social world than our own. These higher centers do not govern all emotional life. In crucial matters of the heart, and most especially in emotional emergencies, they can be said to defer to the limbic system. Because so many of the brain's higher centers sprouted from our extended from the scope of limbic areas, the emotional brain plays a crucial role in neural architecture. As the root from which the newer brain grew, the emotional areas are intertwined via myriad connection circuits to all the parts of the neocortex. This gives the emotional centers immense power to influence the functioning of the rest of the brain, including its centers for thought. There you go. That's the brain. We'll get into something else in a second. See if you had anything to say about that. You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up? Y'all over here, Jude Meister, you redacted your message. I can't redact what I just said. I wish I could go back and pull that last thing I said. I mean, not really. I don't really care, but I think it's kind of funny. You guys are like, peace out. Forget what I just said. What's up, Silvio Sanchez? Let me give me a 30-second here. Brain is the labyrinth, yeah. The Pan's labyrinth. What's up? Why do I hold my breath? Depending on what I'm doing. Like in that breathing exercise there, I do sometimes. It just depends on pressurize my system. Just put more pressure, the oxygen into me. What I'm talking about, like if my first breath is in my nose, like when I'm talking to you guys, a lot of my breathing, I mean, you'll see whenever I'm talking, like if I'm reading from a book, it's way different than I'm just talking to you guys, because my stopping and going of patterning of breathing and speaking is different. But when I'm reading out this book, it's different. So it's just what I feel like is comfortable to do. So I'm kind of putting myself in a different brainwave, just to get out of like I was kind of, I would do that. and then start talking out of my mouth, so I wouldn't be collecting too much air into my brain. I'm just kind of just reading off the page like an automaton, and so my first breath would be, and I'll slowly let it out of my mouth. Like you were sitting there, I was like, you look. I was holding it for a second, then I was just breathing out my mouth real slow. But I was doing it not even loud. So it's kind of just to like balance out my brain a little bit. I mean, at least that's what I felt like I was doing. I mean, I'm sure if I went through it for a second and thought about it, I could tell you exactly why, like what was going on with the different alpha, beta, thetas. But yeah, it felt right after reading on this. Hmm. Yeah, William, you could do that, or you could just jump up into the air. You could just climb over the whole damn thing. You parachuting that bitch. Parachuting that. That's like the who says it. I'm talking about DMT trips. You know what I mean? Like you could jump in there. You just go right in. But the dilemma with doing that though, for most people is you can't. You're gonna forget the whole thing. Yeah, you're gonna forget the whole. I mean, it's helpful for some people. You're gonna forget the whole thing, but then you don't know how to get there on your own. Now, once you can get there on your own, you can always get there on your own. So I think there's just like any psychedelic, any major psychedelic. Again, everything is psychedelic. You speaking, me speaking, psychedelic. Food, I don't care what I'm eating, psychedelic. This painting right here, this glass, psychedelic. But when we get into the higher, like, how much psychedelics are we talking about here? How much energy, potential energy, is within inside of that plant? That's really what it is potential energy. So how to build that energy center for yourself? Let me go refill my glass one last time. One first time. How about that? Man, I really wanted to go watch this basketball game tonight. I ain't watched basketball all year. I went and watched the game last night. So I got in this long conversation with this dude. I missed the end of the game. Whatever, it was a good conversation. Cool dude.
uh,
The basketball game's on, but there's this little bar. Like I have these two bars real close to me, and I just don't want to go there. Like one's just like a mess. It smells like fucking. One you can smoke in. Fucking sucks about Alabama. You can smoke in bars. Well, certain ones. And the other one is like a little restaurant, but it smells like dirty dishwasher, dirty dish, like dish rags and shit. I'm like, man, not go. I don't feel like going anywhere too far. So like, looks like I gotta talk to you guys. Yeah, well, I mean, this eye on me, it fucked up a while ago when I cut it with a. I think everybody's heard that story. I got a piece of metal in my eye and scratched up my cornea real bad. I was completely blind. My eye was white. I was blind for like a week. Like, oh well, it'll be fine in a second, and it just drained out. I could see now. I could see like, obviously I don't wear glasses. I don't wear. I mean, I don't have perfect vision. It ain't 20/20, but it's not a trouble one anyway. Psychedelics. Oh no, no, William though. No, no, this place it's like one of them little mom and pa shops, like little Mexican joints. You know what I mean? Like where they just like the family lives in the back or whatever, that kind of place. Where like the bar is also like the bar is not just a bar. Like it's not clean. Like there's shit all over it. Like there's just like I walked in like why is this like the computer's on the bar rather than having like a spot for the computer. For to and then there's like this instead of having their glasses over there, it's on the bar, and like it's like I was like, man. And then, yeah, and it probably was, but you're right, it probably was the bar mats. Yeah, I'm like man. I was so excited to go there because it's real close to my place. They had like half price margaritas, and I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. So no, this was no go, man. No go. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, there's some there's some cool places. I just didn't, I should have moved closer to the. I just didn't know I didn't know what place would be cool. I got a couple places next door I could go, but everything closes kind of early around here. It's like it's gonna suck. I'll go there and then it's gonna be closing. And it's gonna be the end of the game. It's gonna be like the fourth quarter and it's gonna be like closing time. But we'll see. I might go in a little while. We'll find out. I got a friend that works over a couple places, so yeah, man. Yeah. Tis 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 William Kyle Estes. Now I told you if you ever want to come down here, man, you welcome. Told you. I told everybody on here. I got extra room. Yeah, man. It's you know where Hangout Fest is? At the Hangout Fest. It's just the Hangout Fest was just the other day. I kind of missed it. I was too drunk, man. I was too drunk. I was gonna go and I was like, psh, I'm too drunk for life. Yeah, Jude Meister. I'm gonna do that in a second. I'm gonna take a look at the map on the phone and see where it's at. Then I'm gonna go stand up front and do some steering. Like right now I'm just kind of fucking with you guys. Just giving you guys a little more info. Digging in here to this Don Tolman work, man. And so anybody who doesn't know, this is that Don Tolman book. Don Tolman, Tolman. Check his work out, thedontolman.com. His son Tyler Tolman is a genius too, and I think his website is conscious conscious style. Um, conscious lifestyle. Conscious yeah, conscious lifestyler. Tyler Tolman. You can look him up. He's real cool too. I think he's out in Hawaii. I'm not sure. I think he's out in Hawaii right now, but he does cool stuff, and they always doing they do really cool things. Um, yeah, but check out both their stuffs. They got great stuff. Don Tolman is a genius, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Drew Meister, I'll get to steering that storm in a second. Y'all gonna have to help me a little bit because I'm not I don't want it to like get flooded out here and trying to have everybody like flooded out. I don't know these people like that, but I don't want their business all fucked up. And I'm trying to go out this weekend. Oh wait, the weekend's almost over. Damn it. Oh well. Mm. So should I read a little more from this, or you guys wanna dig into something? Hmm. Hmm. I'll pick up the book while I'm all waiting on you, slow pokes over here. Let's see what I turn to. The Pillsbury Doughboy died yesterday of a yeast infection and complications from repeated pokes in the belly. He was 71. Doughboy was buried in a lightly greased coffin. A dozen of celebrities turned out to pay their respects, including Mrs. Butterworth, Hungry Jack, the California Raisins, Betty Crocker, the Hostess Twinkies, and Captain Crunch. The gravesite was piled high with flowers. Aunt Jemima delivered the eulogy and lovingly described Doughboy as a man who never knew how much he was needed. Doughboy rose quickly in show business, but his later life was filled with turnovers. He was not considered a very smart cookie, wasting much of his dough on half-baked schemes. Despite being a little flaky at times, he still, as a crusty old man, was considered a role model for millions. Doughboy is survived by his wife, Play-Doh, two children, John Doe and Jane Doe, plus they had one in the oven. He is also survived by his elderly father, Pop-Tart. His funeral was held today at 3:50 for about 20 minutes. That's not too bad. Oh, you guys want some Celtic tree astrology? You guys want some Celtic tree astrology? What do we have the most of in here? We got the most. Give me here. Somebody give me their birthday, and I'll tell you your Celtic tree astrology, and then I'll give you something on that. Sound good? Whoever says it first gets it first. We got lots of trees here too, man. Celtic tree astrology is divided up really deep. I didn't realize how many there are. Yeah, all I need though, y'all. I don't need your like whole birthday. All I need is your you know the. I don't need the year. I don't need the whole year. Okay. So what we got here? Celtics are. No, William Kyle. The Celtics ain't in the finals for sure, but I think there will be. They got to be. Isn't it weird they lose the best player on the team? Like really the best play, one of the best players in the league, and they still just crushing it. Seems like something's rigged. I'm not saying the NBA is rigged, but Matt. We'll start with Match Hotchkiss. 3/27. So that is March 27th. You're a hazelnut. So you are the extraordinary, or extraordinary, depending how you like to say it. Charming, undemanding, very understanding, knows how to make an impression, active fighter for social causes, popular, moody, and a capricious lover. Excuse me. Honest and tolerant to your partner, and a precise sense of judgment. Is that a... Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, Max. Yeah. Resonance creative. I need more than an Aries. I need the date because it doesn't divide up in 12 months. It divides up a lot more than that. So resonance, you gotta give me more than that. Aryan Rams 5/23. So that's May 23rd. May 23rd. You're a chestnut. You are the honesty. Of unusual beauty, does not want to impress, well-developed sense of justice, vivacious, interested, a born diplomat, but irritates easily and is sensitive in company, often due to a lack of self-confidence, due to a lack of self-confidence, acts sometimes superior, feels not understood, loves only once, and has difficulties in finding a partner. And let's see. Oh, of course. I know which one you are, William. May 5th. You're a poplar tree. You're so popular. Poplar tree. Let's see. You are the uncertainty. Looks very decorative, not very self-confident, only courageous if necessary, needs goodwill and pleasant surroundings, very choosy, often lonely, great animosity, artistic nature, good organizer, tends to lean towards philosophy, reliable in any situation, and takes partnership seriously. 8th of November for Emma. November 8th. Let's see here. You're a walnut. Emma, really? The passion? Unrelenting, strange, and full of contrasts. Okay. Often egotistical, aggressive, noble, broad horizons, unexpected reactions, spontaneous, unlimited ambition, no flexibility, difficult and uncommon partner. Not always liked, but often admired. Ingenious strategist, very jealous and passionate. No compromise. Critical depth. July 26th. Cyprus. July 26th, Cyprus. You are the faithfulness. Strong, muscular, adaptable. Takes what life has to give. Content, optimistic. Craves money and acknowledgement. Hates loneliness. Passionate lover, which cannot be satisfied. Faithful, quick-tempered, unruly, pedantic, and careless. So you guys gotta let me know, beneath after I'm saying this, if it's coming closer. It's I can tell for some of you it's pretty right. I already noticed two of you that I can just sense a little bit is right. Resonance 419. Okay. April 19th. Maple. The maypole. Independence of mind. No ordinary person, full of imagination and originality, shy and reserved, ambitious, proud, self confident, hungers for new experiences, sometimes nervous, has many complexities, a good memory, learns easily, complicated love life, and wants to impress. Max, I already got you, Max. Suffolk, December 29th. A beech tree. The creative has good taste, concerned about his looks or its looks, materialistic, good organization of life and career, economical, good leader, takes no unnecessary risks, reasonable, splendid lifetime companion, keen on fitting, keen on keeping fit with diets and sport, etc. Well, yeah. The Celtics and Cavs are playing on Monday, Kyle. But tonight, it's those two other the Warriors and the Rockets, right? Mm-hmm. What's up, Fleeble? 12/22. So that's let's see, December 22nd. Already, that's a beach. I already said the beach. That's exactly what I just said. So I hope you heard that last one. I'm not gonna read it again. Just rewind it a little bit. You're exactly the same tree as Syphil. Right. Yeah. What else we got here? Proctor. 220. February 20th. A pine tree. Okay, here's a new one. The particular. Loves agreeable company. Very robust. Knows how to make life comfortable. Very active, natural, good companion, but seldom friendly. Falls easily in love, but its passion burns out quickly. Gives up easy. Everything disappoints. Everything disappointment until it finds its ideal, trustworthy, and practical partner. There we go. Super Champion Rocker coming through. 11/4. November, you said November 4th? November 4th? Walnut tree. Did I answer that earlier? I said, yeah, I think somebody was, yeah, that's the passion. Joe, I'll read it again for you because you probably weren't paying attention. The passion, walnut tree, unrelenting, strange, full of contrast, often egotistical, aggressive, noble, broad horizon, unexpected reaction, spontaneous, unlimited ambition, no flexibility, difficult, uncommon partner, not always liked but often admired, ingenious strategist, very jealous and passionate, no compromise. Did I get everybody here? What's up, Zach Chrono? 313. Let's see, January, February, March 13th. Here we go. Interesting. Lime tree. Let me find this here. It says the doubt for the lime tree. Has a very narrow jawline. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It accepts what life dishes out in a composed way. Hates fighting, stress, and labor. Dislikes laziness and idleness. Soft and relenting, makes sacrifices for friends, many talents, but not tenacious enough to make them blossom. Often wailing and complaining, but very jealous but loyal. Sarah the Here. 8/14. It's August 14th. Cedar. The confidence. I said this earlier, but I'll do it again for you. Of rare beauty, knows how to adapt, likes luxury, of good health, not in the least shy, tends to look down on others, self-confident, determined, impatient, likes to impress others, many talents, industrious, healthy, optimist, waiting for the one true love, able to make quick decisions. No, I didn't say that earlier, but there you go. There you go, Cedar. Okay, Bird 9/4. Did I already get you already? September 4th. Did I already do this for you? No, you're the willow tree. Ah, of course you're the willow tree. Okay, Bird, I can see that from your picture. You're the willow tree. Let's see. Let me make sure this is right. Yeah? Yeah, the willow. Weeping willow. Here you go. The melancholy. Your picture is so melancholy too, isn't it? Ain't it? Ain't it? Look at her. So melancholy. Beautiful, but full of melancholy. Attractive, very empathetic. Loves anything beautiful and tasteful. Loves to travel. She's a dreamer. Relentless, or excuse me, restless. Capricious. I can never even say that word. Capricious? There we go. Capricious. Honest. Can be influenced, but not easy to live with. I'm guessing you're going through those same three. I'm guessing you go through those three guys because you're not easy to live with. Demanding, good intuition, suffers in love but finds sometimes. Unstance, did I already do you with that May 5th, or did you already get that? That was the poplar tree. Anybody? I miss anybody here? Did I? Oh, Unstance, I'll do you again. The May 5th. See the poplar tree? The uncertainty looks very decorative, but not very self-confident. Not very self-confident, only courageous if necessary, needs goodwill and pleasant surroundings, very choosy, often lonely, great animosity, artistic nature, good organizer, tends to lean towards philosophy, reliable in any situation, and takes partnership seriously. Super champion rocker, your ego demands 11-4. So November 4th? Yeah, it's the walnut. Did I do it? You want me to do it one more time? Did I already get this? That's the walnut tree, which is the passion. I already said this twice, but I'll do it one more time. Unrelenting, strange, and full of contrast, often egotistical. Yeah, that's your ego. Aggressive, noble, broad horizons, unexpected reactions. Spontaneous, unlimited ambition, no flexibility, difficult, uncommon partner, not always liked, but often admired, ingenious strategist. Very jealous and passionate, no compromises. You can make me say this like Busta Rhymes fast, huh? Demands. Oh, there we go. Now we're getting into it good. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. True Master, did I move with my tarot cards? No, they got lifted off of me. Someone took them, both decks. I know who took one deck, but I don't know what happened to the other one. I think, I mean, I'm a little upset about the losing my favorite deck that no one has, the Tsar deck. It was my fucking deck. You know, like obviously I'm a little irritated about it. I mean, but at the same time, I could have been drunk one day and lost it. I don't, you know. Although I don't think that's what happened. I know what happened to the other deck. But I'll get another one. I'll get another. You know, I'll do that soon. It just wasn't on my mind. I figured if it got pulled for me, I was like I was like it wasn't. It was too much for me. You know, like that's a lot of power. You know. So I just was like, fine, have it. I'll get a new deck. Yeah, I would not. I wouldn't. Yeah, Kyle, I hear you on that. I would never pay anybody for that. I mean, you want? I've been trying to find somebody to illustrate the deck that I want to build. I'm gonna I already told people this. I already got the whole land. I already got it chalked out. I'm redoing the tarot. Like, the tarot is terrible. I already have a new way of making the deck, and nobody knows about it. I've told a couple people about it. I need an artist to like really do justice to what I want to do. If you really want to make it, if you really want to draw it out, I'll tell you about it. I'll hit you on a one-on-one when we talk next. If you, it's a lot of information. It's redesigning the deck completely. Like we're making it like complete. Like people can't understand. Like you think a deck of cards is what it is, but I'll change it. We change it on them. Jumeister, you give me one? That would be wicked. You know the Tsar deck I had, right? The gold one? The gold leafed one? It was red with the gold leaf. It was the Russian Tsar deck. Yeah. I mean, that would be wicked if you want to. That would be totally awesome. What is cinnamon good for? Give me 1 second. Let me stretch real quick, and then I'll get back to this, and then I'll tell you about cinnamon. Somebody will probably tell you. Cinnamon. Oh, ain't that nice? Cinnamon is good for your brain, I'm pretty sure. Off the top of my head. I might have to look that one up for you. Definitely, it's warming, obviously. It's good for your blood. It's good for your brain, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was certainly right the first time. It's good for your brain function. 100% your brain function, and then your pancreas. It's good for your pancreas. Historians will tell you that in the ancient world, people were dying for cinnamon, literally considered more precious than gold. Cinnamon was more precious than gold. And let me just jump in here. There's two kinds of cinnamon. There's real cinnamon and there's fake cinnamon. And you got to look up the two kinds. You just minimal research will you can just delve into that. There's I just don't remember the names of them off the top of my head, but there's like the common shit that you get, and that's not the real stuff. There's something different. I just don't remember the name. So cinnamon was used in Egypt to preserve bodies after death. Cinnamon comes from a bushy evergreen that grows in Sri Lanka. Maybe we'll find out here. That grows in Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia, South America, and the West Indies. This fragrant spice, widely popular for its ability to perk up a pie, has another role. Recent evidence shows that cinnamon can make mincemeat out of germs. The inner bark of the tree is dried and used as a spice. The oil is distilled and put in food, liquors, and perfumes. Cinnamon is a strong stimulator of insulin activity, and it can help people with type 2 diabetes, and is also mildly blood thinning. It's good for sugar control, blood thinning or clotting, kills germs, microbials, peps up your digestion, and it boosts brain function. Oh, here you go. Here's the two varieties, are the Chinese and the Ceylon. The cinnamon from Ceylon is slightly sweeter, more refined. But look, and I think there's even a third kind. But Chinese and Ceylon. I think Ceylon is the right stuff. Ceylon. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah, Resonance Creative. Yeah, steal 2 tarot decks from me. That's not a bad idea. Especially when I've already cast on those. Like, I already put them in a circle. Have fun with that. See how your luck pans out for you. Your luck pans out when you're playing with Pan the Goat God. Anyways. Walnuts are good for your brain, my friend. The oils in it are good for your brain. Mm-hmm. Hey, what up, 111? That's awesome. That's hilarious. Saigon? No, it's Ceylon. Ceylon. But Saigon is maybe is that? Are you saying that, William Kyle? Is that the Chinese kind, the Saigon? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, cinnamon lowers blood sugar. Yep. Yeah, I should. Dude, I should hook all this up. It's just, I would love to. I need somebody like on my team, like doing, helping with this shit, because I can't do everything and stay organized. It's an impossible task. It's a fool's quest to try to, deliver this information, stay on top of my own sanity, and then also like, okay, let's start a shop and then order shit and then package it to send it out. Like, it's a two-person thing, or else I would be ear to ear out of my fucking mind. It's like, even like I said, I've talked to some people, like I could make this channel way bigger. I could make this channel way bigger, but I don't feel like dealing with all the people. Like I don't want 50 people on here. And, like, people asking me stupid questions. I'm like, man, I told you this shit. Yeah, trusty apprentice is what is needed. This is for sure. Trusty apprentice gets 100% access to my brain all day. Who wouldn't want that? And all of my, uh, all of my attitudes and qualms and weirdness too. Critical depth. That's awesome. Hey, don't you know what? Do yourself a favor. Critical depth. Don't shoot for 40, because you'll shoot yourself in the foot. Unless you're really that kind of person that's going to stick to that commitment. Aim for 10, and that way when you're getting up to 10, be like, this is easy. Let me get to 20. I think that's helpful for most people. And I'm surprised nobody asked me for my Celtic tree. Nobody even want to know what my Celtic tree was. I'm not even going to tell you. Think about that. Which is not even one that's, you wouldn't even, I never even heard of this tree till I looked it up. I didn't even know this tree existed. It's pretty accurate too. You just about to ask. Y'all didn't care too much, did you? You didn't care too much to ask until I said something. Nobody cares. Nobody seen my haircut until I mentioned it. Came in here. I did all my makeup. I got my new clothes on. Nobody said shit about my shirt. Nobody said shit about. I just trimmed my beard. I even trimmed my mustache for you. Nobody said shit about that. Now you want to know? Now you want to know, huh? Okay, I'll tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what tree it is. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell you what it says though. And if you can find out what tree this is a tree that I don't think. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Kyle. If you can tell me, you win a prize. I will send you something. I have lots of cool shit out, and in fact, I was gonna do this when I was at my last place, but I have some cool posters and shit that I want to like kind of do like giveaways with. But if you can tell me what tree this is, and this is a tree I don't think most people even know exists, I'll send you a prize, maybe. Don't. Here, it's called the Good Taste. Of cool beauty, cares for its looks and condition, good taste, is not egotistical, makes life as comfortable as possible, leads a reasonable and disciplined life, looks for kindness and acknowledgement in an emotional partner, dreams of unusual lovers, is seldom happy with its feelings, mistrusts most people, is never sure of its decision, very conscientious. Would that be true of me? Pretty close. That's pretty close. And no, it's not the ash tree, William. Although ash, I like the ash tree. When I grew up, I had an ash tree in the front yard. That's the white one, right? That's the one with like the white stuff on the outside. Oh, ah. I'm easy to live with, except for when I live with people that are hard to live with. So I'm the easy person to live with. The other person, like the people that I've lived with, have been people that I chose partners that were difficult to live with. Yeah. Yeah, so anybody ever call me egotistical? It says it right there in the book. I'm not egotistical at all. You people confuse my humor for ego. Yeah, fucking people gotta make shit difficult. I don't know why people gotta make things. The acacia tree would be, yeah. I mean, it's Resonance Creative. It's not, but That seems like it would be a correct one. I don't even know that that's one of the ones on here. I don't think that's one of the. No, the acacia isn't part of the Celtic tree astrology. I'll tell you, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There's 21 trees on the Celtic astrology chart. So that's why I'd say it's a little, probably a little closer in some ways than you could really get uh, with some, well, with some types of astrology, because it's actually physically here on the land. And if trees are portals, and it's giving you more portals of information. So, and don't don't none of you dumbasses go to look up Celtic tree astrology and try to cheat the game. You don't try to game the system. Don't you dare game the system and go through and look up Celtic tree astrology and know that I'm a Gemini and figure out which one it is, because that's cheating, and I'll know you cheated and you don't get the prize. How dare you game the system? The mulberry bush. There we go, Jude Meister. Thank you. You've already won the prize. I don't know that I've ever had any mulberries. I don't know that I have. Let's go chug me some liquid here. Never had a durian. Are they amazing? I'm sure they're amazing. And do they stink as bad as everyone says? And thirdly, did you get it like super fresh, or was it shipped from somewhere? Do they grow them in California? Let me go grab some beverage here. One second, y'all. Give me like 45 seconds. I just gotta make a little simple syrup for this lemonade I'm about to make here. All right. That's how quickly you can make fresh limeade. All right, where are we at here? Hmm. Yeah, coconut milk and durian. Yeah, blue fruits. Interesting. I mean, yeah, blue. What is blue? Huh. Oh, Kyle, see, Kyle come out here with the super extra wisdom. Kyle comes with the real extra wisdom. Blue, the blue throat chakra. That's what's up. Hmm. Man, oh man. That's extra level knowledge. I never even would have even thought that like that. Yeah, mine was a hodgepodge. Like all the shit I know is just super all over the place. I think I probably started kind of with the food thing. Kind of, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I think I started with the fasting. I think that was kind of just the water fast was really the first thing that really got me into all the shit. Yeah, Jewmeister, we're getting a lot of different stuff. You want to we just did the trees, we did some brain food. Um I hope you guys want another chapter or what? Dig into something? I mean, we can keep doing this. Well, maybe you know what? Maybe if I change location, that will help. Let's reinstill a little energy into the room by altering. Well, good to see you, Resonance. Let's go over here for a little bit. See if I can't get a little. Give you a little bit of this energy over here. Let's turn this on and turn that thing off. Is that gonna be? All right. Hmm. Okay. All right. Let me do one thing here, y'all. And we will get this a party started again. Which buttons to push here? Am I keeping you out here too long?
Oh.
What kind of light bulbs? This one? Yeah, I was saying this the other day. The ones in here above my head, the ones that I turned off, I think those are the old halogens, but the ones in these lamps here are the incandescent ones, the good ones, the orangish ones. The other ones are blue in the house. I do not turn those on because they bother the fuck out of me. These ones are at least okay. So I need to order some candles. Yeah. Okay, hey, you guys, Saturday here. Uh, I never been a big fan of that. I mean, you can. I think any bodily fluid is good, but then again, there is this sense that if women probably shouldn't be having a period the way that they are. It's extra iron, extra stuff that needs to get out of the woman's body. Think about it. The more unhealthy a woman, the longer her period. So let's just use a simple analogy. If you're healthy, how long should your period be? If you're unhealthy, it's 5 days. If you're healthy, maybe you don't have one. Most of it is due to the overabundance and use of salt. Witches are supposed to use salt outside of their body, not inside of them. If we get into like that really occult knowledge of witchery, magic, and salt, people started putting salt in their body. So I think that is the woman's body saying this needs out. Why would you put it back? Then we go, oh, you say drink piss. That's a wildly different thing. We piss every day. We piss all the time. If women are holding on to it once a month, I think what they're doing is they're ridding themselves of poisonous material, because the woman's body's very smart. It's like, all right, are you gonna stop poisoning me? Okay, here, 5 days of it. Okay, you're healthy, a day of it. Maybe if you're really, really healthy, you don't even have one because you're not killing off your eggs. Maybe the woman's eggs are supposed to be always there, available. And this is just a thought, and I know I've known the couple videos I did early on salt, and where women would come and say like, yo, I stopped using salt, and I went from having 5 6 day periods down to having 2 day periods, and my mood got better, and so I think there's a big correlation there. So I don't know. That's a difficult practice to, you know what I'm saying? Like I can see how like, oh, people are scared of blood. Don't really be scared of it, but realize like I think blood from that matter. You know. Yeah, blood, because pee is filtered. Pee is the clean version of your blood. So if the blood is coming out, like I'll drink a piss. You should drink a piss. It's gold. Why would you drink the stuff? It's like it's blood. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. So I think there's something there. I think if you would, I think you'd have a different understanding of what blood would be if you were like extremely healthy. I'm not saying you're not healthy. Like I'm just saying like, if it can affect and change the hormonal balance in a woman to that degree, why would you re-ingest it? Like you don't have bad, like if you're pissing something out, it's not, that's not bad hormones or good hormones. That's just that's like extra something. Where the feminine principle of bleeding is, men don't bleed, they do something else. Like men, the way that they that poison is going through them every day in a different way, if that makes sense. Like men's emotions are always the same, like up and down and all the play. Women don't really notice that way, but women's emotions are one way until that time of the month, right? So there's a big variance there, where men's emotions, even though you won't see it, because most men hide their emotions, not healthy either, not very healthy either. Uh, yeah, that's a different thing. Does that make a little bit of sense on the bloody thing? You know, Sarah the hair. Nice, William. You making nice urine and wine and spit. Nice, dude. That's wicked. That's really cool. Yeah, salty. Yeah, that was Sarah. That was, I think, the name of the thing I did. Yeah, salty. Salty has attitude. Salty moods. I think I called it salty moods and menstruation and salty moods. Oh, Kyle, you gonna actually wet cup? You wet cup? Wet cupping is fucking heavy duty, good practice if you need it. You know, I've had to wet cup quite a few times. You shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? Like it was times that I was just really unhealthy. Like wet cupping is very good for you. Like you got to get the bad blood out. That's what it is. The bad blood. I mean, if you're in reasonably good health, just dry cupping is fine. But yeah. Okay, you gotta cut. Okay, man. Yeah, yeah. Cupping kits are. Everyone should have one. They're as cheap as anything, and cupping is really healthy stuff. Yeah, thank Kyle stays. There you go, man. Pain thing. Yeah, pain. Exactly. Painting is a pain, man. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I'll give you guys one more little reading, and then I'm probably gonna we'll call it a night after just a little bit here because I'm getting a little toasted up here, man. And I know Emma wants to take a nap because she's at like crazy hours. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh, let's talk about dreams. Yeah, here you go. Can dreams foretell the future? Some people do not put any faith in a dreams predicting the future. However, there have been many examples throughout history to support this theory. Dreamers have won the lottery, but perhaps the most famous example comes from a dream Abe Lincoln had. Um, Days before he was assassinated, Lincoln dreamed that a body was laying on the side of the White House, surrounded by a group of weeping people. In the dream, he asked who had died, and soldiers said the president. He was killed by an assassin. Another infamous example involves the Titanic, the ship many thought to be unsinkable. The Titanic, on the night of April 14th, 1912, ran into an iceberg on its maiden voyage from England to New York, creating one of the worst tragedies at sea. More than 1,500 people died. There are several people, including one teenage girl, who reportedly had a dream of the accident before it happened. In the girl's dream, 2 nights before the Titanic shrank, the girl dreamt of walking along a path and suddenly seeing a large ship beginning to sink at the end of the road. The girl's uncle happened to be one of the crew members that day. Nightmares. Everyone has nightmares just like everyone sleeps. Sleep researchers believe that nightmares are twice more common among adults than once thought, with adults having approximately one bad dream every 2 weeks. The definition of a nightmare includes dreams that frighten, saddens, or upsets the dreamer. Although nightmare scenarios differ from person to person, there are some common ones. Um, Falling, failing a test, being chased, being embarrassed, missing a train, forgetting something, getting lost. Keep in mind, sometimes prescription drugs can have an effect on bad dreams. If you think this may be the case, ask your doctor to stop drugging you. No more nightmares. There's a way, though, to banish bad dreams forever. To stop nightmares from robbing you of sleep, leaving you depressed, anxious, and hostile throughout the rest of the day. Here's a step-by-step plan to banish your worst nightmares. Jot down your nightmare. Write it down in a dream journal. For instance, if you're being chased by a maniac, write it down, and yeah, write down your nightmare. Decide to change the nightmare. You can decide how you'd like to change the dream. For example, if your dream ends with you being chased off a cliff, you might decide to have a parachute strapped to your back. Imagine a new sequence. Play back the dream with a new ending. Practice for 2 weeks. Mentally rehearse this altered version of the dream. By doing this, you're imprinting a new image into your mind and letting it seep into your subconscious. The power of daydreams. Daydreaming is good for your mental and physical health. You probably spend a third of your waking hours daydreaming. It can make you happier, healthier, and more creative and more productive. Daydream to relieve pain. Guided imagery, a form of daydreaming, can help relieve pain from conditions like arthritis and chronic aches. The relaxation technique is like a daydream where you transport yourself to another time and place. And then it just goes into some, yeah. Yeah, it kind of just gets into some of the things that you'll see in dreams, like like airplanes and angels and balconies and all that. You can find that somewhere else. I don't want to go into all that. Yeah. All right, y'all. Speaking of dreams and all this, I'm kind of toasted on all this. It's been fun, and I think moving seats was made me a little more comfortable in my little chair. And we got 13 people, 13 likes, $31. I think the 1331 is speaking. So yeah, y'all. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, food preservatives definitely do. Thanks for showing up. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate whoever did donate, and as anybody in the future, you know how it works. Um, um, yeah, it's all the buttons are beneath. You know where I'm at. Stay lucid, stay dreaming, stay radical, do new things, invite future fanciful notions of the wonderment and luxuriousness and warmth into your being. And I will talk to you all soon. I might even do like a special hour later. Like you know how I do. It just depends on how I'm feeling. I think I want to go watch a little bit of this basketball game, anyways. I think that's probably where it's at, and go have a last drink and say hello to a couple people. And you all are amazing. Thanks for showing up, and we'll talk soon.